Hey people, I hope you're doing well. Just cleansing the space. Should have warned people really, but I'm gonna light some incense actually. I should have done it before I started, but I didn't. Hope you're doing well. I've got rooibos ready. Get yours, whatever you fancy. It's going to be a longer one this time. I don't know why. But I'm just being reminiscent about fell running so much in the last week. Well, it was like a week before, and then I got the magazine, and then it was just like crazy loads. But today I've been my ankles are really bony on the wood, so I just need to like put them on the cushion. I don't know why you didn't need to know that. But basically, just been reminiscing about loads of different fell running memories, because I am not going to lie, fell running is just so eventful. It's full of every metaphor for life that you can ever think of, ever. And in my experience, even death. Like there was one race where someone actually died on it, because if anyone doesn't know, it is classed as an extreme sport. So literally every metaphor for life, every single one. Well, running generally as well, because you do hear about people running, dying at marathons as well. Although I've not ran one where that's happened. Like I've ran some that people have collapsed and stuff but not died. The only other thing I've experienced where someone's died at the event is a Prodigy gig that was at Exit Festival in Serbia in 2007. That's the only other thing, except for this fell running race. But I'm not going to really talk about that, except to say, just to bring a brighter note to it, it was the thing that this guy loved the most. And he wasn't old, but he was like, fell running, there's a lot of older people that do the sport, which is one of the things I love about it. It's like prolongs your running career, if you like. Some people only get into it actually in later life. But yeah, it just got me thinking about all the time, all the feelings, and all the times like running experiences have humbled me. Just so many things. It's not even necessarily races. It's just like just being out in the hills generally. You just have a lot to contend with. You have varied terrain, you have the elements, you have altitude, you have steep inclines, steep descents, you have edges on the sides of mountains. Yeah, like you have animals. Animals. People in the zone as well. Although comparatively to other running subcultures, I would say fell runners are the friendliest, like the friendliest runners, like by a million miles. Yeah, like I was thinking today, like one of the first things that came to my mind was when I got injured midway through a race in Saddleworth Moors, and I sprained my ankle. I didn't know that's what I did at the time, but I slipped on long grass. It was really wet, and the shoes I had at the time were really good on every surface except for like really slippery wet surfaces. So like long grass, slippery rocks. But they're still by far the best shoes I've ever had. They're fell shoes, and I've still got them. Because I'm just like that. And that all happened in a flash, and then I ended up just flat on the long grass, which was freezing because it was October. And then when you fell run, like you have to have like a kit that you can only do the race if you have all the different components of this compulsory kit. And it's up to the race organisers whether they say you have to take some of the kit, all of the kit, none of the kit. It's up to them, depending on the conditions. And this was a day that was like dead misty. It's quite misty in like Saddleworth Moors, just like anyway. But it was particularly misty, like rainy and wet. And so you had to have all your kit. And it was the first time that I ever had to use my whistle. So you have to take a whistle. And mine's in my jacket. Like you have to have a waterproof jacket, which I was wearing because it was rainy. And I was just lay on the floor blowing my whistle. And I was like my ankle hurt, but not as bad as all the runners that were running past me when I was blowing the whistle. And that was like, that really humbled me, because it was like me being injured on the floor was like, and I was just a complete nothing with respects to their race ambitions. And I've never really experienced like how like irrelevant I was, like in that context, like until that point. Because I was never that selfish with my running. I would always help others, but it did sacrifice my like PBs and stuff like that. Being more selfless I didn't do as well as I probably would have done if I was a bit more like the people that ran past me when I was blowing the whistle. But then, yeah, so then I got mountain rescued by the mountain rescue team in Oldham and made friends with them. And then they looked after me and stuff. I had to drive myself back home with a sprained ankle, which was interesting. Don't think that's advisable. Don't do that, people. But yeah, I just felt like a nothing. Like, I was so hurt. I cried like a baby. I wasn't crying because of the pain in my ankle and not being able to run like at first, because I was off for about 4 months. That wasn't the thing that hurt me the most. The thing that hurt me was the people who just left me on the floor. About 3-4 runners left me on the floor before anyone stopped. And that still wounds me, actually. It still wounds me, because I like to say I would never do that. And I never have done that, like, in the whole 10-ish years that I was actively running and like participating in races. I never did that. But I do wonder what my achievements would have been if I was a bit more ruthless like that. And then this is so embarrassing, but on the same race, but like maybe 2 or 3 years later, I had to get mountain rescued again in the same spot. Wait for it. Then I really, really made friends with the mountain rescue people. Really. I got nicknamed and I got a special prize and stuff because of this. But yeah, so it was like midway along the race again, because it was still near the mountain rescue people. You could still see them from the point of the incident. But I was just running over this peat patch and then ended up thigh deep in it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, the earth has swallowed me whole. Like, that's literally what happened. 2 legs thigh deep in a bog. And I was like, how could this happen? There were so many other like footprints on this patch of peat. Like, why could it not hold my weight? But yeah, the earth just swallowed me whole and was like, you're gonna experience a race where you have to like either get swallowed by the earth or fight to get out of it, like dig yourself out of a trench, like literally dig yourself out of a bog. So that's what I did. Like, I managed to get 1 leg out, and it was like actually quite scary because, well, it was more scary because I was running with another Hannah and she was really, really scared, and it was cold because it's the same time of year, like October, and she was cold, and so you can imagine how cold I was in the bog. And she waited with me in it, and I was stuck in it for like half an hour. And then there were some people who like DNF'd, like didn't finish, like just were retiring from the race at that point for other reasons. And so they volunteered to go up to the road, which we could see from where we were, where the Jeep was, to go and get the mountain rescue people. And they brought spades. They remembered me from the previous other time when they had to rescue me. And Yeah, it was really good. Like, I got a prize. It didn't come last. I came not even second to last, like fourth or third to last or something in the race, because resumed the race after I got unstuck, which was like half an hour later. I had to like, I got my leg out and my shoe was still stuck in there, so I had to fish my shoe out of the bog and then like scoop all the peat out of it, run back like, I don't know, 400 meters or something back to where a stream was to wash it all out before I could continue. But yeah, finished and I wasn't even last. So yeah, it's just you're not bigger than Mother Earth, people. Like, that really humbled me, like how I just got literally swallowed by the earth for half an hour. But I couldn't even be like proper hysterical about it, because that other Hannah that I was with, I could really sense that she was afraid. So I had to like be proper centered and like calm and stoic in the just, and pretend like I wasn't that cold and stuff like that. And I did actually help dig myself out. Like, I wasn't just letting the other people use the spades. I got one. So I was getting stuck in. Yeah, and then I got a prize for being bog lady. I don't know if I said that, which was some like Aldi condiments, because like Fell Running's dead real like that. Like, all the prizes are like just things like that, like wine for first prize, and sometimes you get money, but most of the times it's just like humble things, like everyday things, because it's everyday people doing everyday things. Sometimes really extraordinary things, but like everyday. But yeah, on that particular race as well is like one of the worst descents ever. I'm such a wuss on downhills. Like, I'm quite good on uphills, got stamina for it, but downhills I just got a fear, and that fear really humbles me, because it shows me like I just don't let go. There's so many people that can just let go on the descents and don't care if they hurt themselves or tumble or whatever. It's quite actually fun, like if you've just got nothing to do, to watch just fell runners on descents on the races, and watch them all like slip on the mountainsides and like roll over and stuff. It's quite entertaining. Especially on like narrow edges and stuff, like I hate it. I can't run, just let myself rip. Like, I can on more open spaces. I used to do that, but really, really humbled me like on descents. The weather generally on fell races, the weather really humbles you. Like, it's proper character building. It's not even just races, just fell runs generally, like out and about. But if you have the right gear, it's fine. But when you've got like sleet going sideways, and it's like amazing sometimes, like the scenery and stuff, like running out in the ice and the snow, like, it's like there's nothing really like it. Same with like running at night, and so there's nothing really like it. But when it's windy, you do like question yourself a bit, like but just the weather makes you feel really small. It really, really does, really does. And even things like local to me, there was like the race calendar was like every Wednesday night in the summertime. So it wasn't even necessarily like bad things in the weather, but like the race would often coincide with sunset, so the sun would literally blind you in some places, so you'd have to run blind. And those, I don't know what they're called, but those grids, which like the cattle grid things, which are like metal, and you could literally get your foot stuck in one, like running along them, just like prancing like a dancer. Just could never just let myself go on them. To be fair, they were slippery in the rain, so my shoes wouldn't have been good for that anyway. But oh my god, there's one race as well, which was like in Lancashire, like near Wigan. The cows, the cows on that race. There was just like local cows that they had to have special marshals for, because we were using their farm. Like, so the cows, like, cows are scary, really scary. Like, I remember like I just went on like a trip to France. I was like there for like 6 weeks, like during COVID time. Just took myself there, and like for quite a good chunk of it, like I was in the Pyrenees, and can't remember exactly what it was in the Pyrenees, but I went on like, just went on my own on a like 25 mile-ish hike, which was like all day. It was like a run, but you have to walk some of it. And it was like 2,000 meters of climb or something ridiculous. Can't even remember. And I don't think it was 2,000 meters of climb. I think the mountain was like 2,000 meters, but I didn't start at 0. I don't remember where I started, but the whole of the thing was like 25 miles. And like at the start, maybe about a third of the way in, I had to just cross this field, and it had loads of cows in it. And I was absolutely petrified. I was like, please don't charge at me. Please don't charge at me. Because they just like look at you like with their big eyes. And you just know that you're just literally nothing with respect to a cow. Literally nothing. In that moment, you're just like, oh, well, the cow wants to, if the old cow's on a stampede on me, and bye-bye, then so be it. Sorry, that's one like neighbours being really weird and loud. Don't know if you could hear it. There's like other times as well, like actually on mountains, like in the Lake District. Also in Saddleworth, where like sheep and goats like go for you because they've got like babies, and you're on their territory and they've got to protect their babies. So like, you literally have to run. Like, I mean, you're running anyway, but I mean like literally go, 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 go. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was it really for felt running. For running generally, like things like physio really humbles you, because like with my ankle thing, I had to have like, I don't know what technique it was, but like I had to go every week to get the scar tissue not like down, and the physio used to put his thumbs in it for like 20 minutes, and I'd be like wailing in pain every week. But the injury completely healed after that 4 months. It was like proper strong, like never came back or anything, never had problems with it again. Not like with loads of people that don't heal their ankles and then they just always like have floppy ankles or nope. Not me. That was not me. There's other things like this is just running generally, but I was training for Manchester Marathon in 2014, and it was literally about a month before the race, and I had to not do the race because I got sciatica. But when I got sciatica, it was on like the longest run before taper, and I was just like somewhere near Altrincham, like probably Timperley or something, with just like running group, and I started to get sciatica, and then I just had to let someone I didn't really know stretch out my glutes like in the middle of the street because it was like really painful, and there was like maybe 10 miles of the run or something left. Just stuff like that where you just really got to not care about stuff. You just got to get over yourself, basically. Just felt like I had to tap the thing, but yeah, you just got to literally not like get over yourself, not care. Anyway, I made it back home, obviously not to a hospital, which was the main thing. And took the really devastating decision to say goodbye to like 3 and a bit months training by that point. Yeah. I DNF'd once in a fell race. It was near like Todmorden, like Halifax, Tattersall, I think it was. And it was really humbling actually, like, because it was scouts that came to rescue me. It was scouts. And it was funny. They're really nice though. I think that's the only time I've ever had to it's really itchy right here. Just what that is. It's really upsetting, but the scouts are nice. One of the most humbling running experiences I've ever had. This is actually probably one of the best running experiences I've ever had, was when I ran in Jordan. I did ran in the desert at night on the full moon. And it was like a race day event thing. It was at night, but there was different distances. And I just found out about it like the day before or the day before that or something. So I entered the 10K because obviously, where was I ever done training on sand dunes? Never. But it took me like an hour and 40 minutes to complete. Got lost with like a group of people because the whole race was lit up by glow sticks and the full moon, which was like a pink full moon. It was like incredible. But then there's like desert jeeps and stuff there with the headlights on really bright, and the people actually did it with head torches and stuff on, which really annoyed me. So you could miss the glow sticks. So that's what we did. We missed like a glow stick, and then 1 kilometre later we were like, we haven't seen any glow sticks for a while. So then we had to literally run back to where we saw the last glow stick, which was like I did 2 kilometres on the race, so it was like more like, it was like 12 kilometres I did in 1 hour 40 minutes. And that's the thing about running in the mountains and like on like different terrain like that. It doesn't, the time doesn't really factor anything. Like it just becomes about conquering the terrain or like the elements, or, you know. Whereas on road, it is about time, really. Because you can be really consistent with your splits and stuff like that. Same with the track. Things that used to humble me, but like, not in a good way. It was like other people trying to humble me, as opposed to actually humbling me. Was like, I used to commute, like run commute and stuff, like when I worked in an office, and people used to like comment on like my lycra, like just comment that I was like super energetic, or like, you know, just the fact that I was running home or running to work, or cycling home or cycling to work. They always had something to say about it. Like it always drew attention. But it never really humbled me. It just annoyed me that they didn't focus on themselves. It'd even like be stuff like what I would eat, because like I just can't eat any food and then run. So like my lunches couldn't be like a supermarket sandwich like everyone else's, because like my stomach's a lot more sensitive. I just don't eat that shit anyway, but it's like way sensitive. Yeah. Yeah. I've I don't know, like there's also something about like, no matter where I've done it, like whether it was Melbourne or anywhere that I've like gone trail running or fell running, and they've gone up high, and then you can see like the view of the city. So on my channel, actually, that's the thing, where it was like Macclesfield Forest, I think that picture was taken from, but it's the view of Manchester from the night time, like at night. Then you feel like super big compared to a big city. So that's like the opposite way around, the opposite view. Because it's good to feel big sometimes. Like it's good to feel like you are big enough, and it's okay to feel big enough. Or like to feel like an outsider. So that's basically why that is my cover on my channel. But now, like, you just have to be in it. You have to be accepting of the fact that you're on the fringes anyway to partake in a sport like fell running, because you are like, it's quite a niche thing. It's not, I don't think a lot of people really know what it is. In England, like hills and mountains are called fells. I don't really know the background and stuff of it, but they are. Like most other countries just say hill running or trail running or mountain running. But it's a proper subculture in England, and a lot of the races, like, it's quite cute. Like, they originate in pubs, which is quite nice. And it's not like that anymore, but it was quite nice actually turning up to the pub and then like paying like your £4 entry fee for your race number. It's not as affordable and stuff now. Like, everything's online and races sell out way in advance of the race, and you can't always get on them and stuff anymore, which is just ridiculous. Because that is not fell running at all. Like, that's not that part. For me, part of the whole experience is that you go to the pub and you engage with the people, the organisers, like at the desk, and you have a little bit of banter and you get your ticket. And it's not like that anymore. I haven't partaken in a race for about 4 years anyway, but that is really sad. Like, I do find that really sad. But it's nice because you get to, like, because it begins and ends in the pub, you get to like stay in the pub and have like the pub food and stuff after. It's always like really hearty, like massive portions, and like it's always really, really good quality food as well, because fell races are in the countryside, so it's quite good produce that goes into making the meals. There's one race actually that's near Macclesfield, that's part of a village fete, that it's like a trout farm nearby, and every runner gets a trout, like, if you finish. So I've won a trout 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Which made for like an amazing dinner, if I'm honest. Like, some of the best fish I've ever had was from like local fresh caught trout from trout farm near Macclesfield. Yeah, there's like with running as well, like in marathon training is very humbling because it's like proper grueling process. Just things like the ice baths. That wasn't just specific to marathon training. Like, I used to do ice baths at least once a week, because I do always do it after track, so I could do so I could run with new legs like the next day and not have the muscle soreness from the track. But just things like, yeah, with long runs. And I remember one long run actually, like, the weather was awful, and it was like hail, rain, wind, and it was meant to be a 20-miler, and I was just literally being battered the whole way by the elements, the whole 10 miles. I was absolutely hating it. And it was just like on the schedule, like the run, you know, you obviously have a training plan. And I just got like 10 miles and I was like, why am I doing this? Because one thing I used to do is, like, when I was running on my own on the long runs, I'd always map the route. So like, I was never more than like 5 or 6 miles away from my house. So it'd end up being like a 6-mile loop, and then a 6-mile loop, and then a 6-mile loop, but not of the same loop, but just so I was never, because I'd always just take a tenner with me. So I was always, you know, like not too far away from home if something went wrong. And then got about 10 miles in, and I was coming up to a point in the route that I was like maybe a mile or two away from my house, and I was just like, I'm not finishing this. Like, why am I even here? It's horrible. I don't even give a shit that I've got to do a 20 miler. It says I've got to do that. I hate it. Like, I'm not actually having fun. It's horrendous, and it's my choice to go through this shit. And I was like, I choose not to. Like, I'm just not doing it. So I can't remember. So anyway, I aborted that run and then did the other 10 the next day in far better conditions. So for anyone who's not done a marathon, it's actually probably better for you to split your run up. So not do in terms of like injury prevention and building up your miles and your legs and stuff. It is probably actually better to split your run up. So to maybe like either do one half of it in the morning and then the other half in the evening, or just split it over the weekend. So 10 one day and 10 the next day. Because I just don't think after about 16 miles there's any benefit really for your body in going much further, because it just becomes more risky for getting an injury and then not being able to actually turn up and get to the start line. But I just remember thinking like, this is like just really feeling like it's character building. It's character building, I'll say that. But just literally having a stop, just like, why the frick am I doing this? Like, there's actually no need for me to be out here right now. It doesn't. If I don't finish this run, it's not really going to be anything. There's not really going to be any consequence. And there wasn't, because I got to that race. I got to 2015 Manchester Marathon and I did it. Like, did it not how I'd hoped, but I did it. That race was humbling, actually, that Manchester Marathon race, because I started to get cramp at like 10 miles to go, which I've never had before. So having to like stop and do downward dog periodically, and people were like asking me if I was okay and stuff, and I was like stretched out in front of everyone doing downward dog because had double cramp, and I've never had that before or since, whereas my quads and my hamstrings at the same time. So I had to do downward dog, and I was just like, what the frick is this? I don't even know how I've got it, because I was fueled the same, everything. I just don't know how I got that. It must have been something else, like, I don't know what it was. Like, I had no idea. But I didn't actually know if I was going to make it, to be honest. It added like 15 extra minutes or something to what I was aiming for. So I've got unfinished business at Manchester Marathon. Really unfinished business. One running experience that completely mesmerises me to this day is my first ever marathon experience. I never ran a marathon before. Training had gone shit. I'd I only got to like 16 or 17 miles in training, got an injury, had to rehab for like a month maybe. And then managed to build up to like 8 or 10 miles before the race. But me being me was like, well, I'll make a thing of it, because this is actually it's quite a good strategy if you only ever end up doing one marathon, but it wasn't my only one. If you ever end up doing one, like, make a trip out of it, which is what I did. I went to Amsterdam and made like a whole weekend of it, and it was actually really good, a really good thing to do. I don't regret it at all. It was quite a really flat, quite a really good race to do actually for your first one, and it didn't attract the numbers and stuff in 2013 when I did it than like what it has now. So for the, you know, for how big Amsterdam is, the race didn't really attract that numbers at the time, but I think it does now. I think it's like a lot more expensive, and it's got probably triple the amount of runners and stuff that do it now. But yeah, like it had the worst night's sleep because it was in a hostel. People were like drunk and stuff, like coming in drunk, and so I didn't sleep at all, not really much. I think I started in the wrong group, like the group behind me or something, but I wasn't really that bothered because I was like, oh well, I don't even know how I'm going to do, because I didn't really properly train for it. So decided to just run at a natural slow pace, which ended up being 9.5 minute miles. And it's the most metronomic run I've ever done. Every single 5k split was the same, pretty much. I had like a negative split by the end, because like, I think the penultimate 5k was faster, like the fastest one. But I just stuck. That was my plan, just stick to, and I did it and I wasn't really looking at a watch or anything. I was just like listening to Bon Iver like the whole time. And classical music, because that's what I like to listen to. Like, I can't listen to fast music doing any exercise. I have to listen to slow music. But I was listening to like Bon Iver like the whole way around, and it was completely metronomic. And I've never managed to do anything like that since. Never. I mean, that's a lie. Like, when I used to do my like it was like 5 mile commute, but sometimes I'd make it up to like 8 miles, just add bits on and make my route longer and stuff. Say 6 miles or 10k's, and just normal plod, like routine, a few times a week. That would always be consistent. But I've never done that in a race where all the splits and stuff have been so metronomic without really thinking about it. Just that being the natural flow ever, before or since. That was like, not really humbling, but it was a bit like of an awesome moment. Like, sorry to sound cheesy, but I mean like in the truest sense of the word. Like, just can't explain like how that happened. Incense. God, I'm not. I used to sit for hours. I used to meditate for like hours and hours and hours, like 4 hours sometimes. And I'm actually surprised that it's been almost 50 minutes, and I bet it's only now that I've wanted to move my feet, like from practically being sat on them. And it's just funny how, like, even though it's been probably years since I've meditated for that long, the conditioning really doesn't really go out of you. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know really. So one thing I like about fell running though is like, it is like an older generation sport, but obviously like more and more young people and stuff were probably starting to do it now. So running generally is just attracting more people, but it wasn't very multicultural, I have to say that. Like, I was stood out like a sore thumb. But I never got tired like doing it. Like, it was always something that energized me. And I wish I lived I don't know, like, if I moved to the countryside and the hills were on my doorstep, would I feel less isolated, or I don't know. Like, I've always just thought like being a drive away or whatever was okay, but and I have to say, like, it is because it's nice going to those villages and stuff, you know, for like a weekend or a day. But like living there and being like sticking out like a sore thumb every day because of my skin colour, I just don't know. I've never really, I had that in my childhood. Before I moved to like where I live now, which is like really diverse and really multicultural and just has people from all kinds of backgrounds. And I like that, really. I think people should be exposed to all kinds of people. So shouldn't be a luxury. I didn't know if I was going to read any poetry, but I think I might. Separated where the poems are with screws. That one's lost, so I'm not going to read that one. This is not the poem I was going to read. I've lost it now. So much for the screw helping me out there. But this poem is called Afterwards. When I'm gone, when they gather round and see the grey,
Gradation up the curtains, the mug's brown rings, the dust, the clutter, the tacky vinyl. Will the neighbours say, she was a woman who never noticed such things?
Let's read one more. This one didn't escape. Your pelt pyjamas are small but beautiful, the breast pockets full of change, and the trousers always manage to wind up tucked into my own, the two woven into one at the waist, feet or knee. Not that this is any kind of complaint, believe me. Whatever it is going on between your pelt pyjamas and my own, I don't want undone. It's cute. That's it, really. I'll just get this one. Penguin Book of Spiritual Verse. Felwyn is a spiritual experience. Very much so. Body, remember. Body, remember not only how much you were loved, not only the beds you lay on, but also those desires that glowed openly in the eyes that looked at you, trembled for you in the voices only some chance obstacle frustrated them. Now that it's all finally in the past, it seems almost as if you've gave yourself to those desires too, how they glowed. Remember, in eyes that looked at you. Remember, body, how they trembled for you in those voices. I think, like with Felwyn, like I always felt like my body was my own and I was looking after it well. Because you do need, like, I definitely need a challenge like that. I definitely need that kind of physicality, and I definitely belong in the mountains. It's just something that's just really natural for me. There is just one forever. Ochre night and your hands, a vineyard through summer and frost. Eyes of rain over the meadows, but there is just one forever. Moment of your glittering body, words without language, treachery of your gleaming hands, because there is just one forever. Green growth of the eternal, warmed, cultivated and matured. Great glow of the ochre earth. Oh, there is just one forever.
feel quite subdued now. Don't think that was the aim of the game with that, but hey ho. I like that sound. I might use it on my album. I forgot it was there. I've got the Cosmic Tarot as well, just to see. I wasn't sure if I was going to do anything, but I'm feeling in that space now, so yeah, thanks for humouring me and my running stories. I just think the main message that running's taught me is that you get hurt. Like, because I've had so many injuries as well, like, you get hurt and you still have to go for it. Like, you know, you can't just not go for it because you're scared of getting an injury. You have to still go. I really want to get back to it, but having fatigue is like a whole different thing. Like, I'd rather know that I had an injury, like an ankle injury, that I know I could get better within 3 or 4 months. But with fatigue, you just don't know what it's going to do. But maybe it's better to run as if you're carrying the weight of your whole body times 2 than it is to just think badly about it and not do it. And like, also when you fall running, it's literally just you. Like, you're self-sufficient. It's you. It's your race. It's just you. It's you and the elements. So it's like, it's really empowering, actually. The moon. Emotions, like, it's feelings and emotions. Nine of Pentacles. Independent, sovereign. It's kind of like the theme, really, that I was just getting onto. Isn't that interesting that I was talking about that? I was talking about it's just you. It's like you and your light, like a moon. A moon is like the light in the dark, isn't it? So it's a bit like that in fell running, where like you have maps and stuff, and the routes are marked normally and marshalled in a lot of cases.
but you still have to make your way between the flags, and there's like a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of uncertainty and unknowns. But you've got to be strong. Like, you've got to have inner resolve and inner strength to like know that you can do it on your own. It's really amazing. Like, the cards are just being so amazing. It's the truth. Oh, I've got chills everywhere. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like fire, like your power. It's like powerful. Anything more about the Princess of Wands? Yeah, like when you just feel everything. When you feel everything, but it can't stop you. Like the capacity that in feeling that it grows in you kind of becomes the conditioning that makes you, in a way. You've got to be like, you've got to have lightning reflexes. You've got to have good agility and yeah, you've got to like literally submit to everything that's around you. You've got to really submit. It's proper. It is a very spiritual experience, and a lot of places actually like they just feel like they have a shamanic presence there when you're there, and you kind of feel like you shouldn't really be racing there. It's quite hard to explain. I've got chills all over my body again. Oh my god, what are those cards? They literally just they jumped out of the thing. I'm scared to look at them. So the Hangman and the Five of Pentacles came out together. And the Tower came out kind of like in the same batch, but a bit to the right. Some sort of stagnation to do with destitution and poverty. There's going to be changes. Feels like a different message. Probably a message for me. I've got chills down my back. That's a message for me. Oh my god, there's just love. The Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, there's just love. Like, I actually really love trail running. Like, really, really. Really, really. Oh my god.
yeah, it's just, it's Princess of Pentacles, like just roaming the earth, loving life, happiest times ever. That tower and the hangman stuff, that was definitely a left field message, just for me. Oh my god, this one fell out. Yeah, that's part of that same message, because it hit, the card hit the singing bowl. Definitely a new financial beginning for me. It's been long overdue, to be honest. Through work. Oh my god, I got chills. Please, like, to have no income for 2 years is really humiliating. I'm not going to lie about that. Like, the people responsible have succeeded in that feat. But it's untenable. Like, it's not, no one should have to go through it. It's just stuff like when you get pushed into poverty and things, it causes isolation, and like that's what causes ill health. So like part of like the thing with me is I don't know if my fatigue and stuff is partly caused by that, just because I'm not even able to like run my car and stuff, to do the things that give me the most joy, like running, like to be able to drive that 1 hour away and go and have the luxury, I suppose, of running, spending a day out doing that, as opposed to just in the smog here. Yeah, it's just 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, justice. That was, yeah, something's coming, because the lack of fruit. The lack of fruit. Oh my god. That's, why are you doing that? That's like literally all the cards just fell. I got chills. Just, something's happening for me, guys. Something's really happening for me. I've got chills all over my body. Kind of feel like I want to cry all of a sudden. Yeah, like just lots of things about work. Like, been working hard. I've worked really hard and got no money for years. Like, years. I am a really hard worker. Like, I give, like, when I'm in something, I'm all in. Like, I don't know how so many people over such a prolonged period of time all saw me the same, but which is what I wasn't. Really confidently as well. Like, really, really confidently. Well, I do know it's definitely spell work or something like that. Because it's like the same kind of spirit moving through all the people. King of Cups. Yeah, there's just something about like maturely expressing feelings coming through. With running, you have to really just express like things in the moment and just let it out and just move on, because like for example, like in physio, you have to say what you need, and like you have to say what the pain is, and that's how you move. That's how you get all the energy flowing and how you change things. Like, but in society, things don't really move how stuff like how it should to get things flowing and moving. Just as people just go really all out to keep emotions stuck, and like my emotions are not really here to be stuck. I feel like people don't really understand that. Like, my emotions just flow. It's not emotional illiteracy. It's emotional literacy. Yeah, 8 of Cups and 7 of Wands. Like, it's just been a battlefield. Trying to move away from a battlefield. I feel like I'm just sharing a reading for me in some respects. As I don't know if it will help other people, but it's nice to get the cards to tell a story that kind of yeah, it's kind of like shows me that God cares in a way. Or God sees me. Yeah, success, like empowered, successful. That is me, like naturally. Not courageous as a lion. It's just so bizarre, really, like what's happened to me. That is me. Just grown wiser. The Hermit. Everything's made me wiser because I don't let like I always try to learn like from everything, from every single scenario. Like, it doesn't, like, obviously I look completely beaten and stuff, like, so onlookers and things who've been following along what's happening for a while, just like, for me it's even felt like there's no end in sight and stuff. But that, like, I always try to take some lessons. Yeah, leadership. I'm definitely leader. And one thing about fell running is that you are your own leader. You, like, everyone's a leader because you have to be self-sufficient. Like, you can't do a race if you don't have all the kit. Like, you have to know how to use it and stuff. There's going to be some fast movement. Travel. Fast movement. Something's changing fast. That's all. That's too many. Love. Oh my God. I feel like I haven't had love in my life for a long time. But it's a spiritual love. Now, I know that I'm destined for a spiritual love. I just know I am. But it's in the material because it's like the lovers, which is that can just be like a connection, like a spiritual connection. That's obviously, that's divine as well with the Temperance. I didn't cover up her boobs, so hopefully YouTube won't do me for that, but yeah, I've got love coming at some stage. There's no time attached with tarot. I mean, to be fair, like, there's always love hovering around me, but it's just, I just know I have to be in a partnership that God wants me to be in, and that's my path, and that's what that looks like. So I'm not wrong on that front. Yeah, transformed. Had to undergo a transformation, which I have done. I like transformation of systems, which I've also had to contend with. Me and my stability has been oppositional to, you know, status quo systems. I've caused transformation, or I've just caused transformation in the systems. Do I need to see anything else about this King of Cups? What the hell? That's too many. Do you see anything else about this King of Cups? 21 messages. The King of Cups. The High Priestess and the Four of Cups. It's spiritual. Yeah, it's just spiritual. Spiritual love that's been manifested. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's about me, because even though it's a man on the card, it's got a crab, and I'm a Cancerian, and that's spiritual me. But I might not necessarily be noticing. Yeah, that's the message. I might not necessarily be noticing love around me. Like, I'm a mature, loving presence, which I know that I am, but I might not necessarily be noticing love around me. This is really interesting. Yeah, it's just chilling, like, just chilling. Being at rest. Yeah, it's like some progression, but through pain. Can you hear the drones? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's just change coming. Change out of misery and just being left for dead. It's a pity when, because I deserve to have love like everyone else, but don't know why people do loads of stuff to get in the way of like normal everyday things like financial stability that everyone really should have. But even worse, like doing stuff to topple stability that's been built when they don't even have any. They're still with their parents. Like, I don't know what they're judging for. Like, they haven't built anything for themselves. Like, it's that kind of stupidity. It's like they obviously changed my fortune for the couple of years, 2-3 years, but as if God wasn't ever going to change it back. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit stupid, because my fortune's never been that. It's never been that which was what was imposed on me, ever. Even when I was younger, I've never been stupid. Like, I've always been sensible and stable, always. So I just don't, and like, you know, built on things over a long time, like just always progressed over a long time. So I just really don't know what just savage people out there, do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's going to be stability financially. That's good news, really. It's just, I wish that I knew how soon it or anything was, because obviously it's timeless. And also, this happens to be the energy that I've read that I resonate with, but obviously it might not be just for me. So because I'm reading the energy, and it just is really resonating with what I was talking about with fell running earlier and my situation. But obviously if it resonates with other people, then that's also good. But I think that's the end of the reading. Yeah, that's the end of the reading. I think one of the things for me, and I do have to say this, just because it's probably that unconscious that people don't notice, but I've always just been left alone. Like, people don't really think I need help, or and I think it just comes from the assumption that there's someone else helping me, and there just never is. Like I've not had a partner really for 10 years. I've just done everything myself. So like when I got sick and stuff, it really did affect my life. And if I didn't have my art, I don't know what I would have had. Like, but I do think there is an assumption about me that someone else is with me, and no, like, No, because I just know that I'm supposed to be with the person that God wants me to be with, like as part of service to God, and that's just a fact. It's the path that I've been on for decades. It's not really gonna end now. And like part of actually like accepting that and acknowledging that is a path of solitude. It's just part and parcel of that process. And like I didn't really know the role fell running has played in the story, like about, I mean, running, I don't think people realise it is a solitary sport. I know that people race and stuff together and things, and there is team aspects to it, like team events and relays and things, but you do a lot of it by yourself. Like it is a solitary sport. You have your own pace and you run at your own heartbeat, and like, so I just didn't really realise how much running had equipped me for these years of being alone, really alone. Really, all that mental toughness from training and stuff. And mental toughness didn't actually come from running, because I did spend a lot of time in meditation and practicing yoga and stuff as well. And there's like, because all those miles on the bike and other things, like just lots of conditioning, like all them spinning classes, all the lift weights and high intensity body weight stuff, skipping is like mega. Should just do that really. I used to be able to do 20 minutes of skipping. Not a chance, mate. If I picked up a skipping rope now, not a chance. 20 minutes. I'd have to have breaks. I'd probably have to build up to 20 minutes. Do like start off with 5 minutes at intervals of 30 seconds. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 30 seconds on, which ends up being 2.5 minutes of like activity. But I've got to get real with myself at the moment. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this longer video on the library. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about me and trail running. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Yeah. Don't give up. Do things that are hard. Do hard things. Do things that are scary, because trail running is scary. Like, the weather's scary. The inclines are scary. The edges are scary. The descents are scary. Like, the fucking bogs are scary. All of it scares you. Like, the rivers that you've got to run through. I remember one time, like, it's a Christmas race, and it was like knee deep in freezing river. I don't know, that had burst its banks, but they didn't cancel the race. It takes a lot for fellow races to be cancelled. A lot. Because everyone's hard. Like, everyone's hard. That was a race, man. Someone actually fell in the water completely and then finished the race freezing, like did the whole thing freezing. I do not know what I would do. To this day, I've never been submerged in icy water. He was right next to me when that happened, in that river. I don't know where that was. Somewhere in Yorkshire or Lancashire, or in the lakes maybe. Remember there was a fell race that I did that was like a half marathon in the Lake District, and till this day, like one of the worst things, I can't remember, I've just thought of it till now. You have to cross this bridge, but it was like a wobbly one that swung. I was almost vomited. It was quite long as well, like I just felt like never ending. Oh my god, that was the worst. There was a suspension bridge once in Australia that on a park run that I did that was like bouncy and moved like that. That was obviously like really short, but you had to cross it twice, I think. And that was nauseating, really nauseating. But that wasn't a half marathon, that was a 5k. It's in Melbourne if anyone's interested in doing that. Remember one time in France, there was a park run that was, there's not very many park runs in France, but there was one that was like in the countryside on the way to somewhere that I sort of got up like especially early for, and it was super hot, like it was a proper heat wave. And there wasn't that many runners there because it was like literally in the middle of nowhere in the countryside. It was like a foreign mixed couple that organised it. But anyway, I got first lady, and it was super hot at that time, like they start at 9 AM. And I got first lady just because there wasn't that many people there comparatively to normal park runs which have like 500 people. And it was super hot, I can't even tell you. And it was all exposed, just all exposed, like open fields. Oh my god. And I think it was like a 24-minute 5k, which isn't that impressive. But it was, oh my god, roasting. Like roasting. That's one of the hardest things. That was like one of the hardest ones I've ever done, just because of how exposed it was and how hot it was. And got a super good tan after that, like super good. You do get a good tan running. I do anyway. Even just running around here, get a good tan running. It's not particularly tropical. Well, it is at the moment for here, but not normally. Yeah, I'm just rambling on now, so I think I'm going to leave the video here. Thanks for being here and just being with me on my library, listening to my stories, and yeah. Help me out, do the free things. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks to everyone who comments and likes my posts and videos, because I'm blackballed on here and just social media generally because I'm Palestinian. So yeah, thank you and take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.